Namaste. Hi. During Samadhi or deep meditative absorption, our brain's activity increases many times over than a normal function. The brain neurons fire electrical signals so powerfully that they cause the brain and the body to vibrate and emit the sound. This is actually part of our autonomic functions, but so subtle we can barely feel and hear this subtle composition. Yeah. The neurons keep firing electrical signals there, for us to produce the electricity needed for the body and for the autonomic functions to happen. We call that action potential. But during Samadhi, the action potential of the neurons is so powerful, if not thousands, hundreds of times more powerful than their normal activity. And this causes the brain to actually vibrate and emit the sound, literally, and the body to be fully covered with electricity. Okay. Randomly, we feel these subtle elements as well. You might encounter this situation that out of nowhere you can hear like lingering noise, like white noise, like crickets buzzing from afar, but they're not distracting. They're not actually heard unless you attune your ears to those subtle sounds. Those are like the sound of the brain, the neurons firing electrical signals. The sensations. If you hold your hands so still and steady, you can actually feel them pulsate, right? And then the feet, and the toes, because the hands, particularly the fingers, the fingertips, and then the toes, they're brimming with nerve endings, and this causes the energy to exit through those points. Therefore, there are like actually ways and means for us to contain the energy, and one of them is like the mudras of the hands. All right, but during Samadhi, think about this, like thousands more intense than your normal feeling. Your body shall be covered with electricity. Your brain shall be brimming with this sound. Good. However, there's one center or region in the brain that emits a particular sound. And that's the center of the pituitary gland. Because the Samadhi happens there, right at that very midbrain. Pituitary gland and the pineal gland are the regions commonly or strongly affected by the Samadhi. The pituitary gland emits a distinctive sound. The sound is similar, and this comes from my experience. The sound is similar with the sound you produce when you click your tongue against the hard palate. Like blinking lights, but very subtle, and quiet. You will hear that sound rhythmically, as opposed to the nada that happens non-stop. It's there, it's never ending, but the sound our pituitary gland produces is rhythmic. Like it's breathing, and as it breathes, it emits the sound. Therefore, there are techniques in yoga that mimic that spontaneous byproduct of Samadhi. Good. And one is actually the Talabya Kriya, where you allow the tongue to click or touch the hard palate in a clicking, plucking action. And you do it so subtle that you can feel the vibration inside the brain. That is very similar to the sound a brain emits during Samadhi. But of course, you will going to experience this after you resurface from Samadhi. During Samadhi, of course, your consciousness is busy doing things outside the body. But after Samadhi, and this happens to me all the time, when I resurface from my Samadhi, I could hear that sound, especially as I talk. It lingers few minutes after the Samadhi. So I stumbled upon this in one of my Samadhis in the past. So I had a Samadhi And I made a video. I filmed a video, and while I was talking, I could actually hear that part of my brain emits that clicking sound. And then it happened again the following samadhi, and yeah, on and on and on. So therefore, I could fully conclude that samadhi, causes that sound to happen. In a normal situation, it's not there. Good. Now, techniques, therefore, like the Talabya Kriya, is so helpful in assisting us in stimulating the pituitary gland. What else? Okay, mantra. Mantra that you close the gap between the back of your tongue and the back of your hard palate, towards the soft palate, actually. I've talked about the syllable ng before. Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, as you say that, open. Mm, mm, mm. Can you feel like a clicking sound inside? So that is similar to the sound we produce during samadhi. Therefore, mantras, when you repeat that over and over again, you also affect that center in the brain. Tongue exercises, of course, they're involved, like the Nabho Mudra or the Kechari Mudra, this one. Because you're going to utilize the tongue in irrigating that point. We call that the Talu chakra. There's a chakra there at the back of the nasal cavity. So that chakra is quite challenging to purify. And then by doing this technique, involving the tongue, involving the mouth, and then saying words, specifically those words that closes the back of the nasal cavity, they are effective in opening and cleansing the Talu chakra. This will lead to the easy access to the pituitary gland inside. So yes. So there is science behind samadhi. The brain is increasing its activity. And there are also external techniques we can grow during our conscious state to assist our meditation practice. Really, it's amazing, right? There's really this connection between the science of the body and the spirituality of our yoga practice. I'll see you in the next lesson. Namaste.